Woo. He's always got avocado on his plate. He does. He's always got a little side salad.
You like sandwiches.
I do. I love chips.
Well, Cal, it's the morning after huge things, and I can't help but laugh a little bit. The last time we talked to you, it was the morning after very not good things. And that's baseball. I mean, what can happen in the span of a week? I think I kind of get it why you try and keep everything even. How has this week been for you and this team?
Yeah, I mean, I always say it, don't let the highs get too high and don't let the lows get too low. And, that's baseball. You wake up and, one day you can do something that's never been done in the history of baseball or in the history of a franchise or something like that. And, you can also wake up and do that in the worst ways as well. So, somebody always told me, or I can't remember who it was, might have been Seager, maybe Justin Turner, Caleb Joseph, some guy that been around a long time. They always told me, you're always one swing away from doing something, amazing. So having that mentality and that optimism is always important.
Now, you did enjoy doing some amazing things last night, didn't you? You allow for that?
Yeah. I mean, it was a fun night, and like you said, you just take the highs and the lows and try to just stay right in the middle and try to enjoy them in the moment, and then next day you move on.
Did you hit your head on the dugout last night?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
So clearly you did.
Yes.
You had the helmet on though, if I remember.
did,
so that's good. So you're all fine right now?
Yeah.
No? Well, maybe a little loop. No, couldn't tell. Have you ever done that before?
No, I haven't. That was a mistake. So try not to do that again. So.
Okay, we won't give you too hard a time for that. But seriously, I mean, the swings that you were putting on, that was, everything you did last night. I think we could see it building. I can remember when we were checking out of the hotel in Houston, Edgar Martinez was behind me in line, and we have a picks to click on every pregame show. And I turned to Edgar and I said, "Who you got today? Who do you feel good about?" And he thought about it, and he thought about it, and he said you, which to me told me that there were things that were going on, that you guys were doing work. And we saw the early batting practice, we saw some good swings, we saw a lot of walks. What led up to last night for you?
Just try to put in the work and try to, have a good approach each night, and, just really trying for it all to come together. There's been some nights where, the approach is there and, maybe just to tick off with the timing. There's been some nights when the timing's there and, maybe the approach wasn't where it needed to be, and thought last night just kind of, everything was where it needed to be, and it was just one of those nights. So, but, ultimately, trying to be physically ready each night, trying to be mentally ready each night, and trying to, be in the moment and trying to understand, what the game is presenting. And, like I said, just happened to all three of those worked in the moment. But, obviously, I'm not going to hit 3 home runs every night, but, can I be focused every single pitch? Can I be locked in? Can my approach and mentality be there? And that's kind of what I'm trying to do.
You spoke of hope and belief last night. Those were key words for you. How did they come into play for you?
Yeah, I mean, I just think that, I've had, people in my corner and a good group, and, I had, some people reach out and, obviously during this time, and that was something that kind of, resonated with me. I had somebody reach out to me and kind of send me this, thing on hope and belief, and obviously it came from kind of a biblical, verse or chapter, and I believe it's from Romans, and just talking about how hard times, struggles, can lead to endurance, and with all that endurance, can lead to building character over time, and then from there you get hope, and hope is a great thing to have. And just trying to, I think that's a great thing, having that optimism and having that every single day, no matter what's happened, having that belief, and each day comes to the field. Like I said, especially with what we've had to go through, what I've had to go through, and like I said, it's not been the easiest thing. Nobody ever said it would be, but continuing to have that hope and that confidence and that belief every single day. And I think that just, that helps bring a good energy and helps bring a good kind of, aura or whatever it may be. But, I think having that every single day brings what we need to have, especially this last month going into the postseason.
So that's really resonated in the clubhouse?
Yeah, I mean, it resonated with me, and like I said, if I can help me resonate with others, and more power to you. So I think that's kind of how I see where we're at as a group, and that's where I want to be, and from there we go. So
it appears to be going. And just one last thing before we bring on our special guest. We've talked about the at-bats, and we've talked about doing things the right way. One of the neat things, I think, last night was just how the game started. And I think it's kind of indicative of what you guys are doing right now. Randy Arozarena had leadoff home runs in games this week. And he goes up to the plate. He's not looking to do that again. I think maybe a year ago he might be looking to make a splash or something like that. He starts that game with a walk. When you see those at-bats early on in the game, we've seen Brendan Donovan do some things too. What does that do for a lineup?
Yeah, I mean, I think it, everybody always talks about the home runs or the big hits, but, talking about the things that led up to that, it was a great walk and a great single, and, give Randy and Dom credit because they've been really good all year, and they've been very steady. Probably those two and Cole Young have been the most steady presence that we've had in the lineup throughout the whole year, and they've done a great job of setting the table, setting the tone, and those are it starts with those. Those are the things that kind of, like I said, can fall by the wayside, but those are important at bats every day, and just being able to set the tone like that, because we always talk about from the pitching side, solo home runs don't kill you, but the 3-run homers and the crooked numbers are always the ones that kind of come back to haunt you a little bit, and we were able to do that at least twice we did do it twice in the first inning yesterday. So those are tough ones to come back from.
Yeah, great work throughout the lineup last night. Good pitching, everything that you want to see, and a fun game all around, and hopefully we'll do it again. We're going to get to a guest. Really interested to hear what this person does for the team, what he's done for you.
Yeah.
Want to bring him over?
Let's do it. Little man, let's go.
We are bringing in manager of performance and head strength and conditioning coach, Matt Rutledge. Hey, great to have you on the show. Thanks for coming by.
Thank you for having me.
There are so many aspects to what you do, and we just, even where I'm sitting at, just see a tiny bit of it. I see you walk out with cones quite a bit. The cone is a big part, but I also know everything that goes into getting players, and in the case of baseball, not just ready to play a game, but 162 is insane.
Yeah, we joke we're cone guys, stopwatch guys, rep counter, but obviously that's a simplified version of what goes on. Physical, mental, emotional. We're there through it all. Day in and day out with these guys. We're kind of involved 1 through 26 plus if we have rehabs. We're here for them for anything they need.
Cal, what has Matt and staff done for you guys as a team?
Yeah, I mean they are pretty much they're there 162 every single day. So they're in it with us through the best of times, through the worst of times, and they're there to help us get better. There's a lot of stuff that they do that helps apply to our everyday game, and can be from a physical standpoint, from a mental standpoint, and just being there, somebody you can talk to, obviously through good and bad. So, like I said, they've done a great job. Him and his staff, him and Connor, on the strength side of helping me perform and helping me, not only maintain what I need to throughout a season, but to get better and to get stronger and to get where I need to be, physically each and every day. So.
Matt, different players need different things. What does a catcher, let alone this catcher, need on a daily basis?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think ultimately we always balance, health and performance. I think being the catcher and having to go through what he does each day, it just magnifies that. We have to pick our spots a little bit better when we want to push him, when we want to pull back a little bit. We like to be opportunistic, and not be very reactionary, especially with the demands that are placed on this guy every day. So really just comes down to consistency, open line of communication, and then, on our end, making sure that we have the full picture, involved in our decision making and not get isolated into one category just for, how much he does and how much he means in different parts of the game for us.
And what is important to you in that regard?
Yeah, I mean, I think he hit on it, the consistency aspect. I think he's done a great job of teaching me that, obviously I've learned throughout pro ball of, obviously my body and what I need to do. And obviously trying to stay strong has been important to me and been kind of a pillar of, something that I need to do throughout the season, not only in the off season, but, staying strong in season. But he's helped, try to, keep me consistent every day in my body. And I guess by saying that is just trying to, really trying to rep out the same things every day, trying to replicate what I need to do each and every day to be ready to go in the game. And obviously that comes with routine, that comes with what you do every day, and kind of is going to be who you are on the field. And as well as kind of like he said, kind of being communicative and trying to, stay on top of things and not, it's a big word.
Matt's also been really good for your pitchers, which obviously benefits you and less that you have to worry about, or maybe more with extra velocity from a couple of them. Matt, I talked quite a bit with Logan Gilbert about what we have seen from him this year and the increased velocity, and he talked about it was something that he actually chased. I thought that maybe it just happened as the season went on. He wanted to get after it. He explained some things. He said, I don't know, talk to Rut. How did you, when a player wants to do something like that, what's the process?
There's so many things that go into what you see on the field as far as like their output and how they move and how they throw. We try and be like the funnel of information for them, so we don't chase things that are all over the place. Specific to Logan or some of our other guys, they're so good and we know what they're capable of that we don't want a blind process. So really we just gather the information, share it, funnel it to a good plan, and just kind of nudge them in the direction that they want to go, and they'll take care of the rest. So that's kind of what we did with Logan. He's chasing velocity that he's seen in the past. We take in, consideration his routine, maybe some biomech information, what he does in the weight room, and kind of compare it to when he was at his best, and then that kind of gives us a direction of where to nudge him. We play a small part in more of like a mental confidence piece in getting them to where they want to go, or how can we help get you there, and that's kind of my role and our role in the HP department.
It's amazing because I think that when you talk about 1% better, I think everybody can get maybe one step quicker, or you can get this little bit more reach, or you can get, a little bit more velocity. What are some of the things that you've seen throughout a season? Yeah,
the season's so long that, every day matters, and sometimes we get caught up in what today was, and it's hard, especially with the athletes we have nowadays and how competitive it is, especially from the output standpoint. It gets harder and harder to kind of maintain that patience and chase the right things instead of the wrong things, and the timing of it is, just becomes magnified with how long the season is. And we have enough data and we have enough history points that all of our guys always want to be performing at their best, and they'll reference that time frame. But sometimes we have to be like that middleman of communication of patience, trust where you're at, and we'll get there. Just keep working, It's not today, it's not about tomorrow, just keep working.
Are you able to do something like that, or do you just have too much on your plate? Are you maintain during the season, or can you add during the season?
No, we're in constant communication, kind of like what I was saying. So, there's always been, I guess, you can look at it like a scale. You can fall too far, on one side, or maybe too far on the other. And that's something that we just got to be. And I think he does a good job of that. I know a couple of years ago, there was a point where, maybe I was in, doing too much kind of, I guess we'll call it stretching, or just, mobility, trying to, trying to feel good in a way, and maybe too much hands-on work, whereas I need to be a little more in the weight room and getting under getting some weight on, and trying to stay strong, and doing more of that kind of skill work rather than kind of what I was saying. So I think you're always kind of tinkering in a way of trying to get the best out of you, and sometimes it's you just don't know where you're at, and that's kind of where he comes in, and he's like, all right, this is what I see, what you need to do. We might need to tighten you up a little bit, so you need to move around some weight a little more. Maybe we need to push back just a little bit, and do this or that. And like I said, that's what they pay him to do, and that's why he's really good at his job, and that's why I put my trust in him, and that's kind of what he does a good job at.
You mentioned the data. How much data is there? What are the things that are available to you now to know exactly how these guys work?
Oh, endless. On field, off the field, there's so much information nowadays. Like trying to funnel that is it's almost impossible at times. It's imagine just like a leadership board, and you got your cloud bubbles from 10 different aspects, and you have to choose which one is most important for what goal. And it's just it takes a while. You have to take into consideration cause and effect, and we have to balance both health and performance, because if we chase something the wrong way, like, could end up costing not just him but the team. And like I said, we try and be kind of that mature middleman of, we'll nudge you, we'll help you get what you want, you tell us how you're feeling, that kind of thing. But with how much information's out there, it can go bad pretty quickly, chasing the wrong thing.
So you played college ball, and then you had an interest in doing what you're doing right now.
Yeah.
What has been the biggest advent in your field since you played?
Probably the type of athlete, that we deal with. The game has changed. Everything's bigger, faster, stronger. How you approach it, how you maintain it, even the metrics that you're watching and monitoring is completely different now from when, I played, or since I first started getting into this game. Like, it's just different, and that's the easiest way to describe it.
All right.
Yeah.
He was with the Yankees for a while. Did you ask him about any certain players?
No. I'm sure I did, right? That was a couple of years ago. I'm probably sure I asked about Judge, but I think the first guy I asked about was probably Trevino, because I think he worked with him as a catcher over there. And I think the other day we were playing Milwaukee, and I asked about Gary Sanchez. So, you're always asking about guys, right? You want to know, how are they as a person? What they do in the weight room, this, that. And you kind of compare, positions. And obviously I'm a catcher, so I want to know about other catchers. And but yeah, you're always kind of, picking his brain and seeing what it was like on the other side, on the dark side. And but no, we're glad he's a Mariner now for sure. So.
All right, we've just got about a minute left here. Could I rapid fire? Like, would you tell me who the strongest, who's the best?
Sure.
Okay.
It depends on who, or I guess what question. Pound for pound, right now, probably Jose Ferreira.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like a linebacker.
Yeah, he is very physical, and it's kind of like back and forth. He's very physical, but he's always the happiest person in the entire clubhouse.
Which is a very good thing.
At all times. Yeah. But his handshakes hit a little different. His fist bumps hit a little different. Yeah, pound for pound, I'd put him up there.
Now Donovan's got a handshake. Do you have grip strength on everybody? Who's got the hardest grip strength?
I'm not sure. We make it more relative to them,
okay.
But he's definitely got to be up there. Yeah,
okay.
He's fun too. He loves to work. He loves to get after it. Yeah, he's got some mitts on him too. He's strong.
Now the stress test was a big thing years ago in spring training. I don't know if you still do that, but cardio-wise, who's the guy that could go out there and run for the longest?
Yeah, definitely not.
They don't blame me to run.
Yeah, definitely not. I'd probably say someone like a Bizzardo or something like that. Yeah. That's really big in Latin culture and bringing up, especially for arm health. That they believe in that so much that it's just a part of their routine. I'd probably put Bizzardo up there in that category.
Which is interesting because pitchers used to run a lot and they don't run as much anymore.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to argue with Louis, who ran a lot, or Bizzardo at all either. Quick twitch. Who's your best?
Quick twitch. Oh. That's a tough one. Bryce is up there.
Huh.
He's pretty twitchy when it comes to that stuff.
Okay.
I mean, on the position player side, you got to throw Julio in there. You got to throw Victor Robles in there. Those guys are more quick twitch and need time to get going.
Fastest sprint speed.
Fastest sprint speed. When Julio wants to run, Julio's got it. He's a 31 plus feet per second runner when he wants to get going. So
Okay.
he's up there. Vic's in the 30 range.
All right.
Cal's crushing up to
Hey, you're good
28,
for a catcher.
27.
He's good for a catcher, isn't he?
Yeah. When he thinks he's Ricky Henderson, we get in trouble sometimes, but
Sometimes you got to reel it in
he
a
can run a
little
little
bit.
bit. Yeah.
Can you give him any love whatsoever? Is
For
Cal
sure.
near the top of anything?
Yeah, he's in the top of consistency. He's in the top of working
Consistency's
hard
good.
and pushing through and
Good dresser.
smartest and good dresser. I don't. Good dresser.
That's pretty good.
Sometimes. What about Logan?
Logan,
Logan.
top ridiculous, most nonsense things to do.
Logan and Bryce
Water
are
ball.
top most conversations had.
Oh yeah, they talk the most for sure.
Making sure they're doing what they're supposed to do. That's probably Logan.
Okay.
A little more trust with Logan that
All right.
he's gonna get stuff in.
Who adheres best to a diet?
Best to a diet.
Yeah. Who's the
Oh.
healthiest? Yeah.
The healthiest. There's a couple guys that are really into that. Woo's pretty healthy. Yeah.
Okay.
Woo, he's always got avocado on his plate. He does. He's always got a little side salad.
You like sandwiches.
Do you like the green
I
stuff?
do. I love chips. What? The Greek? I like
green
Greek.
stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
green.
Green.
Yeah,
Green.
I like green, but
Lettuce is useless.
I don't know who else is pretty. I don't know. Logan likes to think he is, but
Logan is not.
he'll go to the movie theater and
Yeah.
eat a whole thing of popcorn.
I
Yeah.
can see that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'd say probably Woo from my end.
Yeah, Woo's up there. Emerson's
Who's the
up
best sleeper?
there. Logan.
Really?
Pre-kid. Now, if the kid's here
Okay.
or not.
Yeah,
Logan
that
is
counts.
notoriously known for 12 plus hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's all in on the gimmicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Does he have like a tank at home and stuff like that, or
He does
relaxation
like the
tank?
mouth.
Or...
He does the mouth tape and
Oh gosh,
um.
we're getting all the secrets
I
right
don't
now.
know. I mean, he does. He was a bad snorer in the minor leagues. He snored a lot. So
Bad roommate.
I don't know. I mean, hey, whatever you got to do every day to get ready. If you believe in it, there's that. Sometimes that placebo effect can work. Not that sleep's not good because the sleep is good, but
Highly
12 hours is
recommended.
a little excessive. I think.
That is.
I think you just need 7 to 8 personally, but
Am I missing anything? Is there a good one to throw out there?
I don't know. What do you think? Anything that we need to share?
no, I think that's.
All right.
I think
Well,
that's
then the
pretty good.
last question has got to be dodgeball team. You get 3 picks. Who are
What
your
is it
first
with the
3 picks?
dodgeball?
Dodgeball team.
Yeah, off of this team. You're starting a dodgeball team.
Starting a dodgeball team. Man. Sneaky, I'm taking Cole Young.
Okay.
I just don't think like he would overthink the process and he'd just react.
He's never been known for overthinking
Right.
anything, so
I'm taking it. I'm taking Pareda, the energy that he would bring to our team.
yeah.
Like
Okay.
he's
That's
in there
another
for
good
sure.
one.
Yeah.
All right.
And then I'm taking
All right.
good one.
He's been
Mooney
picked
is
twice.
sneaky athletic.
And he was a
athletic.
long jump guy,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Is it long jump?
Triple jump.
Triple
Yeah.
jump?
Yeah.
Works with a good track coach in the off season. Obviously can throw. Like
Those are
I'm taking
good.
Mooney. Yeah.
All right. Cal, you haven't been picked yet.
I,
No
dodgeball's not my forte.
And on that note, Matt, thank you. Cal, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.